Is Angel Reese facing too much backlash this morning?
Yes, she absolutely is. But we also have to talk about what Angel Reese did.
For those who don't know, and if you don't, are you even paying attention? Caitlin Clark is out here changing the game. She's been carrying the Iowa Hawkeyes to new heights, dropping triple doubles, and lighting up the court from distances that shouldn't even be humanly possible. But of course, with success comes the criticism. Some folks in the media just can't handle greatness. And ESPN? Yeah, they're one of the main culprits here. You won't believe the kind of backhanded compliments and underhanded comments Clark has had to deal with. So let's dive into how ESPN and some experts have completely missed the mark on Caitlin Clark and why she continues to prove them wrong game after game.
Davis, time winding down. Are they going to get the ball up in time? Clark for the win. Yeah! Oh! She hits a three. She gets a rebound. She feeds an assist. There's nothing Caitlin.
First off, let's acknowledge what Caitlin Clark has accomplished. This woman is an absolute phenom. She's one of the most electrifying players in college basketball, men's or women's. She averaged 27.8 points per game during the 2022-2023 season, led her team to the NCAA Women's Championship game, and became the first player in NCAA history, male or female, to record back-to-back 40-point games in a tournament.
Caitlin, and she has officially moved on up in the record books, folks. That one was her third on the women's all-time scoring list.
That's just scratching the surface of her dominance. Not only is she a scoring machine, but she's also dishing out assists like prime Magic Johnson and grabbing boards like she's running the front court herself. There's no denying her impact on the game. So, why is ESPN and the sports media in general struggling to give her the flowers she clearly deserves? Now, I'm not saying ESPN never talks about Caitlin Clark. They have covered her, especially during the hype of the 2023 NCAA tournament. But here's the thing. The way they've handled her story has been seriously underwhelming and at times downright disrespectful.
Angel Reese putting on a show, outduels Caitlin Clark with 25 points, 16 rebounds in the Sky's win over the Fever. Reese scored a career high to help Chicago beat Indiana 88-97 despite 17 points and a franchise record 13 assists from Clark on Sunday. Reese is the first rookie since Aja Wilson with 25 plus points and 15 plus rebounds in a single game.
For example, during the build-up to the NCAA Women's Championship game between Iowa and LSU, Caitlin Clark was the talk of the town, and rightfully so. But what did ESPN and other outlets decide to focus on? Not her incredible skills, not the way she single-handedly raised the profile of women's basketball, but instead, the controversy around her competitive demeanor. You remember how the narrative shifted from her game to her trash-talking on the court, right? As if that's somehow not part of the game.
I'm sure there was an opportunity or two for me to probably attempt another shot there quite at the end, but I trust my teammates. Obviously, 13 assists, that means my teammates scored off of 13 of my passes. Like, it's a really great number. So I'm going to give them the ball every time and give them an opportunity to score. I believe in them.
They turned her competitive edge into a negative. We see male athletes do this all the time, but when Clark does it, she's suddenly too cocky. It's like they can't stand to see a young woman with so much confidence and skill. Rather than celebrate her game, they chose to nitpick her personality. Give me a break.
And Angel Reese knows a ring is coming.
And of course, who could forget the Angel Reese situation in the championship game? Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, who plays for LSU, got into a bit of a showboating moment. Reese did the "you can't see me" hand gesture toward Clark during the final moments of the game, essentially mocking the same move that Clark had done earlier in the tournament.
I had no problem when Caitlin Clark did that. I have no problem when she did that, and I have absolutely no problem when Reese does it, because that's the way it's supposed to be. Yes, was it a little bit more direct? Was it a little bit more taunting? I think she was intending that to be. It's not. That's the competitive side. When you're between those four lines, if you're going to do it to somebody.
What did ESPN and the media latch onto? Instead of just recognizing this for what it was, two competitive athletes in a heated moment, they turned it into a huge controversy. Suddenly, the narrative wasn't about the game, but about whether Caitlin Clark deserved what Reese did, or if Reese went too far. ESPN and other outlets fed into the drama, pitting these two players against each other, when in reality, both are fierce competitors who were doing what athletes do. Clark herself even shut down the controversy, saying she didn't take any offense. She knows the game. She understands that's part of it. But ESPN, they played it up like it was some kind of scandal.
Honestly, I have no idea. I was just trying to get to the handshake line and shake hands and, be grateful that my team was in that position. You know, that's all you can do is, you know, hold your head high, be proud of what you did, and, you know, all the credit in the world to LSU. You know, they were tremendous. They deserve it. They had a tremendous season. Kim Mulkey.
Let's talk about how Caitlin Clark responded to all this nonsense, because this is why she's a class act. While ESPN and other media outlets were busy trying to create a rivalry and controversy, Clark stayed focused on what actually mattered, her game. She brushed off the trash-talking controversy, saying, "We're all competitive. We all show our emotions in different ways."
Coached them so well. You know, she's one of the best basketball coaches of all time, and it shows. And she only said really kind things to me in the handshake line, so I'm very grateful for that too. But honestly, I have no idea, and I was just trying to, you know, spend the last few moments on the court with, especially the 5 people that I've started 93 games with, and relishing every second of that.
That's how you handle the spotlight. ESPN wanted drama, but Clark gave them grace. She kept it classy and kept her eyes on the prize. And isn't that what we want from our athletes? ESPN seemed to miss the memo. Instead of celebrating her poise under pressure, they kept fanning the flames of a controversy that didn't even exist.
Well, a couple of things. Number one, Caitlin Clark is on the verge of becoming the first WNBA rookie ever to average 15, 5, and 5. So certainly she deserves to be in a running. You know the eye of the storm is on her. Sometimes you have to take the level of pressure into consideration, what you're exposed to, what level of adversity is being thrown in your face and how you respond to that. So the worthy consideration that's been thrown in her direction is in all probability because of that.
Now, not everyone at ESPN was blind to Clark's greatness. People like Stephen A. Smith actually came to her defense. In one of his segments, Smith praised Caitlin Clark for her skills and leadership. He said what a lot of us were thinking. Caitlin Clark isn't just good, she's special. He talked about how she's changing the game, making it more exciting, more competitive, and how people need to stop undermining her achievements just because she's confident.
That should be celebrated, and it's because of Caitlin Clark. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it fucked up. Caitlin Clark is the reason why a lot of great things is going to happen for the WNBA. But for her individually, I don't think she should get involved on nothing that's being said. Just go have fun, enjoy.
And it wasn't just Stephen A. Smith. Tons of basketball legends, including LeBron James, Sue Bird, and even WNBA MVP A'ja Wilson, have gone on record to show love and respect for what Caitlin Clark is doing. These are people who know the game, who know what it takes to be great. They get it. They see Clark for who she really is, a generational talent.
Right behind the back. Caitlin Clark for 3. Bingo! Holy cow, Caitlin Clark from downtown.
Lisa Bluter's kind of shaking her head over there.
In the end, ESPN and the media's handling of Caitlin Clark has been a real missed opportunity. Instead of amplifying her success and using her as a way to uplift women's basketball, they've too often chosen to focus on the wrong things, like her trash talking or some unnecessary rivalry with Angel Reese.
Enter today 43 points shy of surpassing her. 2 to shoot for Clark. She'll need the heroics here. And does it. Is anyone surprised?
That's what they come to see. I mean, Jazz Shelley was out on her at half court knowing.
But here's the thing, Caitlin doesn't need them. She's already proven, game after game, that she's a force to be reckoned with. Her play speaks for itself, and whether ESPN wants to focus on her talent or not, the world is watching, fans are watching, and we know what we see, greatness. At the end of the day, Caitlin Clark's legacy is already being written. She's not just a player, she's a movement. And while ESPN might have stumbled in giving her the coverage she deserves, it doesn't matter. Caitlin Clark is unstoppable, and she's going to continue to silence her critics the best way she knows how, on the court. So if you're tired of the disrespect and want to see more people give Caitlin Clark the credit she's earned, hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and make sure to subscribe for more videos like this where we call out the nonsense and celebrate real talent. See you in the next one.